I'm not dead, I promise. I've just had a lot to deal with, and that's sort of what we're going to be talking about today. Sort of a what's going on with me, as well as how to keep motivated during hard times. So yeah. This is Kat the Curl-Winged Author here at the Magic Library, and today I'm going to be talking to you about basically when things don't go your way, how to keep yourself motivated to keep going. So many of you who know me know that I sort of left my previous job prematurely, and I went to work sort of freelance at another job, and that job didn't really work out so well. So I'm now in a position that I've not really been in since I was in high school. I am actually unemployed except for my own business, LIIIIIIIIIIIIVE Publishing. And even that is having to take some time getting up off the ground, primarily because I've been primarily working on writing for the past 2 days, in which I really didn't all of this past week because I was driving to and from Birmingham for a particular job interview, and only to find out that that was going to be on commission too. There was nothing wrong with the job except for the fact of sort of performance anxiety, because everything that you made, that you raised for the job, because it was a nonprofit for nonprofits, everything that you did to get everything you raised during that week, the company would match you back 30%, which works well in theory if you have the money to go back and forth from Birmingham for 5 or 6 days. I clearly do not have that kind of money so I unfortunately had to decline the job, even though I passed the first and second interview. And I am back on the job market looking for jobs and everything. Basically something that I can do to sort of keep me on my feet while I'm writing. And it was particularly disheartening last week. Because of what I was going through and everything. So yeah. But on Friday, I sort of made a decision, and it was a decision that sort of catapulted me into the mindset that I am now, and that I'm in now, and it's, even if things don't go your way, keep going towards your original goal. And let me explain some of that. For example, my goal is to establish LIIIIIIIIIIVE Publishing here in my hometown as a place for writers to come and to basically have their name attached to a label that's very inclusive, and also and can also get the word out. But I can't really advertise that until I get my own books out there. And I am right now working on Seraphim Awakening. I actually made a lot of progress over the weekend, and I will actually be probably finishing some of that up as soon as I get some of my chores done around the house. So yeah. Well, not exactly finishing. I'll be making more progress on it. But in doing so and everything, I also have to think about the future of my company, of LIIIIIIIIIVE Publishing, and I have to sort of busy myself with that kind of work too. I need to finish making my website. I need to put more designs up on the online store. I need to look for alpha readers and beta readers and stuff like that. I just need to actually be able to get the word out there about my books, and basically about what my mission is for this company. Because it's meant to be inclusive. It's meant to be for the writers who don't really have a lot of money, but and they want to go the self-publishing route, but at the same time they sort of just want to, they just need some advice. And that's basically what Lions Publishing is going to be, is that we're going to sort of be a freelance consulting business for first-time authors who have no idea what they're doing, and they want to know more about self-publishing, and offer them the choice of keeping the rights to their book but publishing it under the name of Lions Publishing, so that they don't have to go through the entire rigmarole I did of having to basically open up your own publishing company just because you put Lions Publishing down in your first book. So yeah. But besides that and everything, this entire video is basically how to stay motivated during hard times. And it's, like I said before, how I'm sort of keeping myself motivated is I'm thinking towards the future and thinking about what it will be like for my books when people read them and everything. And that's basically what's keeping me going right now. Because I won't say it's necessarily difficult, but I will say that it does have some difficulties that go with it. I was in a rut for about a week, and in that week I started feeling like I wasn't meant for anything. I felt like that I was sort of going down a dead-end road that would eventually end, and there was no sign warning me. And I felt like I felt like that I didn't have any value if I didn't have a job. And that's sort of the toxic mentality that comes with working a job for the better part of almost 3 years, and basically being told that if you aren't going to basically do what we want you to, even though we are doing what you've told us to, even though I'm doing what they've told me to, then we don't need you and you can go. So yeah, it was particularly difficult and everything, and I don't wish that upon anybody, particularly because that is a hard mentality to get out of. So yeah. But aside from that and everything, I am doing better. I will be back up here doing videos. And I have a little bit of a surprise for my Otaku Section fans tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about another favorite series of mine called Bakano. And if you've not ever seen or heard of Bakano, go and look up the Bakano opening theme song. I believe it's called Guns N' Roses, and it's just a very good song because there are no lyrics to it. It's just instrumental, but the graphics and the opening sequence and everything. If you're familiar at all with Durarara, then you will probably recognize it because it's by the exact same people. It's by the exact same people and the author who did that series, and it's a particularly very good show. One of the reasons is that two of my favorite voice actors actually play two favorite characters of mine in the show. Actually, three if you count J. Michael Tatum. He plays this very charismatic thief named Isaac. And then you've got Todd Haberkorn, who plays Firo Prochinezo, and then you've got, and you're gonna love this, Jason Liebrecht, who plays Lut Gandor, and I love Lut Gandor, because Jason Liebrecht is such a treat, and to hear him, and when I met him the first time, I didn't know anything about My Hero Academia. When I saw him, I just immediately went to him for Lut Gandor, because that's one of his roles that he actually put his heart into, and also a little bit of his heritage into, and I thought that was very interesting. So yeah, but I'll talk about that tomorrow. right now I'm talking about motivations and everything. And I know I've done another motivations video on here before, but this is particularly important because staying motivated, especially in a time like this, can be exceptionally difficult. Because there's outside forces that basically hamper down on you and you don't know what to do with yourself. You feel boxed in. And for those of you who are claustrophobic, the boxed in metaphor may be a little bit extreme, but it is nonetheless true. But for me and everything, I have the opportunity to basically go. I know it's sort of difficult to put into words exactly, but I have the opportunity to look at every opportunity that comes my way. I see as a way for me to get my own name out there, and that is what I'm going to be doing. So I don't know really how to explain this and everything. It's sort of difficult, particularly because it's like I don't know. I guess it's just because, like, on one point I feel that it's sort of our duty to motivate ourselves, but also to motivate others. And actually on Tumblr there's a specific a blog that I go to. I believe I can't remember what the name of it is, but I get a lot of my sort of writing inspiration quotes from there, and they're all quotes. Some of them are by Stephen King, some of them are like by F. Scott Fitzgerald, which is sort of ironic. And stuff like that, and it's going to be a very interesting journey for me, particularly because of where I am right now, and I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this challenge that I've put forth for myself, and I think that's sort of what it means to be motivated and everything. Motivation is that you're excited to go forward with this challenge. You're excited to basically go and just do your best and work your hardest to achieve your goal. And that is what I am going to be doing. I'm going to be basically going forth with my goal, and I'm going to I'm just hoping that other people will support me, because I know my friends will with my D&D group, and I know my parents will, and I know that some of you out there who I have not talked to in a long time will be particularly happy as well, or they'll hopefully they'll be looking forward to supporting me, but yeah, for those of you who are very, very sort of, I wouldn't necessarily unmotivated, I would say discouraged when meeting your goal, I want to bring to mind a few facts for you and everything that I find to be sort of particularly inspiring. And one of them is that Keanu Reeves, for when he was young, was diagnosed with dyslexia. And by the time he was 17 years old, he had already been thrown out of 4 high schools, and he just decided to drop out. And he basically worked on becoming an actor after that. And look at where he is now. He's this very humble man, has just made all of it, and he's made it, and he keeps working no matter what. And I think that is and that to me is very inspirational. On the more literary side of things, Stephen King is someone that I find a great deal of inspiration with. For example, in his memoirs on the craft called On Writing, he mentions that he was working jobs while continuously submitting to magazines and everything, and also writing Carrie, his first novel. And he didn't really, and they brought in some money, but they didn't bring in a lot. But he wanted to, he wanted to write, and he kept working at it, even though his life was sort of wrought with addiction. He still kept going. So there's that. I remember when he was talking about Carrie and everything, getting the call that the publishing house that he was that was wanting to pick up the paperback rights offered him this huge offer, and he couldn't believe it, and he was so excited to tell his wife and kids when they got home, and that was sort of the kickstart into his career as sort of a pro writer. So yeah, I find that to be inspirational as well, specifically because you don't know when your big break will come, but keep working at it, and if you keep working at it, you'll get steps and steps, and those steps turn into miles, and those miles turn into these big milestones. It's just very inspirational, and I think with every step we take, we get closer to our big break in a way. So, and that is it and everything. That is all that I have for this video on motivation and inspiration, because I do believe that those are important for writers and everything, because you need to be inspired to write, but at the same time you need to be motivated to write. Inspiration creates the goal, motivation gets you to the goal, and I believe that that's very important in everything. Thank you so much for watching this video and everything. I hope it inspires and motivates you to go forward with your goals, no matter what those goals may be, whether they are for writing, whether they're for music and your acting career, getting ahead in the job that you have currently, or just any goal that you've set your mind to. I hope that you are able to find the inspiration, motivation to go towards that goal. If you really did like the video, I'm going to ask that you at least support me by subscribing, liking, and also leaving a comment about sort of what your goal and inspiration goal is, and the motivation that you have to go towards that goal. Put that down in the comments. I mean, like, we are a very supportive community here. And speaking of community, I actually have a Discord server down in the description below. You can find the link to the Magic Library Discord server, and my D&D group is on there, and we just sort of talk crazy. But if you've known anybody who plays Dungeons and Dragons, then you probably understand why. But those are some ways to support me without paying. One specific way to sort of help out, to sort of just help me get through, is that you can go to my Ko-Fi account, also down in the description below, and leave me a tip. Ko-Fi is a website that allows fans to not necessarily do a monthly thing like Patreon does. It's more like a place for you to leave tips if you like their work, and stuff like that. And I hope that I think it'll be very. I just hope that I am able to sort of reach my goal that I've got on there. So yeah. And if you want to support me in other ways, like if you are a fan of Arborea Lux, you can go down to my Printify shop. The link is also down in the description, and you can basically buy some of my merch. You can buy some of the merch from the book itself. You can buy sort of one of our catchphrases from the Michigan migration trip. And my mom was very happy that I did that design for her, by the way. She loves that a whole lot. And And if you want a shirt for Luxalia, if you want a shirt for a Silas, you can get those. I'm about to finish up some more and put those on there. One being for one of them being for Eldrick, and I've got a few others on there as well that I think you'll enjoy. And if you're new here and you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, I am talking about my debut novel, Arborea Lux, and it is a paranormal dark fantasy that is just, it's one of my book babies and everything, so yeah. This paranormal dark fantasy follows the journey of a girl who has no memory of who she is or what she is. She's an Astroblood, and she basically travels from the outskirts of the city of Obsidia Terma all the way up to the royal estate, and she meets some sort of conflict along the way. There's mystery, there's mystery, there's murder, there's a little bit of romance for you hopeless romantics out there like me, and there's sort of a lot of little Easter eggs towards mythology and everything. Particularly with the God's Tree and everything. If you've followed along with some of my videos for Arborea Lux, then you'll know what I'm talking about and everything. But yeah, this book is very important to me, and I love when people get the book and they read and everything and they just find how immersive it is, because that's my writing style. I'm a very immersive writer. With every word, I hope to get you to delve deeper into the world and to just feel everything alongside the characters, because that's what's important to me. I like going into detail. I like making the world seem as livable and breathable as possible, and I hope that if you guys decide to read Arborea Lux that you will enjoy it too. The link for the Amazon listing for Arborea Lux is also down in the description below, along with my socials for Facebook, x.com/Twitter, Instagram, and also TikTok. I'm actually going to be doing another TikTok today, hopefully, and I hope you guys will go over there and to my socials and support me there. And I hope you guys have a very wonderful day and a very wonderful start to your week. This is Kat the Growing Author here at the Magic Library, and I hope you guys just find a book or a goal to motivate yourself towards. So, yeah. Bye, guys. Whew. For my first video, that was sort of chaotic there at the end. Oh man, what is wrong with me?